Hello and welcome back to the vlog. Thank you for joining us. Today is the day we are announcing the giveaway. $500 in a Visa gift card, in a Delta gift card, however you want to get it. I will send you $500 in a gift card if you do two things. First, you have to follow my business page at LaMarsh, Atlanta real estate agent, down in the description here, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. So once you've done those two things, you will be entered. This will be a 3-week contest, so it will be ending on the 29th, January 29th. On February 1st, Monday, I'll be doing the giveaway announcement and connect with the winner and everything else. There's not a whole lot of people here, so you've got a really good chance to win this thing, but I want to give back to my community here, and I'm obviously trying to drive a ton of traffic to my YouTube channel. So that is the giveaway. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. And I just really appreciate you guys being here and following the videos. And hopefully we can bring some additional value this year. Today's video though is a little bit different. Today though, we are going to go through, I got a ton of questions on a poll here recently on Instagram. And, you know, the question I basically asked was, let's see, what type of content would you prefer to see if you were moving? And so whether you're moving to Sandy Springs, whether you're moving to Atlanta, whether you're moving to Georgia, I think it's really, as a native, you know, I've been here, so I know everything as far as what to expect. But if you're new to Atlanta and you're thinking about moving here, I thought this would be actually a pretty cool little video. And so on Instagram, at Matt_LaMarsh, by the way, I put up a little question box and said, what type of content would you like to see, or would you prefer to see if you were moving to Sandy Springs? If you were moving to Atlanta and you had no idea, this would be a great place to start in your kind of relocation process, if you will. So that's what we're doing today. A lot of people gave me great insight and great feedback as to, man, if I were moving to a new area, this is what I would want to know. So the first thing I got was, how long does it take to get to different places? Like from Sandy Springs to the airport? How long does it take to get from Roswell to downtown? Different, you know, traffic is a big deal here in Atlanta, and it's probably one of the top frustrations I think that us natives especially have, but certainly anyone that's moving here, you know, you think you're moving to the south, it's going to be a little bit slower pace. Not the case. And traffic can certainly have a massive impact on your commute, on what you do when you are kind of living and playing, if you will, in a certain area. But people are always asking me, you know, how long does it take? I say 20 minutes. 20 minutes to everywhere, basically, because that's effectively, you can go from Roswell to Kennesaw in 20 minutes. You can go from Marietta to like Doraville in 20 minutes. So most places, and again, take this with a grain of salt, because with traffic, they could be 45 minutes, it could be an hour easily. But if you're talking about low traffic times or weekends or stuff like that, 20 minutes pretty much has you covered. The other great thing about this location here in Atlanta is that you can be 2 hours to the mountains, North Georgia mountains. You can be in North Carolina, Tennessee, even South Carolina, basically within 2 hours. Now, certainly if you're going to upstate North Carolina, you're going to go skiing or whatever, it could be 3.5, 4 hours. But for the most part, if you're looking to get to the mountains, from where I sit here in Sandy Springs to say like Helen, hour and a half. To the Blue Ridge Mountains, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours with a little bit of traffic, and depending on which way you go. But from, say, downtown Atlanta to the lake, an hour. Pretty solid. An hour to from Atlanta to Lake Lanier, which if you're into boating, water sports, outdoor activity, that type of stuff, plenty of trails and stuff up there as well. So there's certainly stuff that's closer. So if you wanted to go to the Chattahoochee Nature Center, I mean, again, 20 minutes, it kind of applies everywhere. But I love this question because everyone's always asking, how long does it take? Where should I look at this area when I'm moving here? Or should I look at this area? Well, this area and that area can be the difference between, say, 20 minutes and 30 minutes. And so if we talk about like Smyrna, Vinings area, or even Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, Roswell, compared to, say, Alpharetta or Cumming, add 20 minutes. Guaranteed to add 20 minutes. And so with that, we kind of move on to the next one here that people wanted to know about, which was schools and ratings. And, you know, if you have a young family and you're thinking about, like we were 9 years ago when we moved to this area, are we going to send our kids to public school? Are we going to send them to private school? Are there, you know, magnet programs or charter schools in the area that we can kind of depend on? regardless of our financial situation, are there good schools? And that's something that people are always looking, because even if you're a young couple and you're looking to start a family eventually, that's obviously going to be something that you take into your search. And so, yeah, the schools and the school ratings themselves are a bit all over the place. Now, there are some good areas and there's not so good areas as it relates to that rating system, but I do not put any sort of stock in that rating system. What I recommend to my clients is go tour the school, go tour the public school, go tour the private school, because that's really going to give you a much better sense for you and your family whether or not that's the right decision. And that's exactly what we did. We toured the public school, we toured the private schools, multiple. And there are good schools and there are not so good schools. Highly recommend school tours. Can't say enough about that and what that did for us in our personal search. A good piggyback to the school conversation is other family activities. Are there parks close by? Are there walking trails? Are there nature preserves? Are there stuff like that? And so here in Sandy Springs, we are super lucky and super blessed that we have a ton of playgrounds, a ton of nature trails and walking areas that you can go to. The Chattahoochee is not even a mile from my house here. And so, yeah, there are a ton of things to do, especially with young kids. And the city's done a fantastic job of, promoting and building, especially here in the last 10 years. The city's only been around since 2005, but just in say 16 years here, they've really done a great job of promoting them, but also building them, maintaining them. I mean, every time we go, our kids have a great time. One of their personal favorites is the Morgan Falls Park. It has a dog park just down the road, and then the kids park right up the road as well, where you can do kayaking. There's a trail there, a huge playground, little space for little kids, big space for bigger kids. And my kids personally love it. So that's one of our go-tos. But in addition, there's also Abernathy, the Abernathy Greenway, just right up the road here as well. Not even 2 minutes from our house, that the kids love as well. It's kind of a linear park, so you have different things kind of spread down. And if you've driven in this area, spread down everywhere from Brandon Mill all the way down to almost all the way to Roswell, actually. So that's one of our kind of favorite parks as well to visit, especially when the kids get out of school or on the weekends. We love to frequent those two parks. If you can enjoy the parks or the outdoor activities that we have here in Sandy Springs, and like it's been raining the last couple of days here, we do have a catch air. We do have a couple Ready Set Plays, another brand new place here in the last year that just opened up, kind of an indoor play area with a coffee shop attached to it. Super cool place. And there are other things that you can do around the city indoors. There's a bowling facility right up the road. So, anytime you kind of run into that weather issue, and especially when it's a little cooler outside here, park's not always the first option, but there are alternatives, if you got to move inside. Another thing to consider when you're moving to Atlanta or Sandy Springs in particular is the restaurants. Here in Sandy Springs, we are, again, super blessed with a wide variety of restaurants. Anything from super cheap date night to super expensive steakhouse, Americana, if you will, and then everything in between. And so, that's one of the great things about this area, is that we're super diverse geographically and demographically, and that brings a lot of different cultures, a lot of different influences and ethnicities into this area that have really made a massive impact on the restaurants. And so tons of great restaurants that we frequent. We've got our 5 to 10, I'd say, that we normally go to. And just to name a few here, if you like something that's super healthy, as far as a quick lunch goes, we go to Breadwinner almost religiously. They have a fantastic lunch special where you can get a soup, a salad, and half a sandwich. I think it's 12 or 13 bucks. And the portions are massive. In addition, on a Friday night, you can typically catch us over at Abuelo's, which is a little Mexican, super authentic Mexican place. My kids love their nachos and quesadillas. But there is a huge Persian influence as well. So we've got Rumi's Kitchen just down the road here that we love to go for a quick date night for just the two of us. Again, the portions are massive, so You might spend $75 to $100, but you get a ton of delicious food. One of the other things that I encourage my buyers, especially when they're thinking about a particular area or Sandy Springs in general, is what sort of like municipality or city events do they have going on? The city of Sandy Springs does a fantastic job of outdoor concerts, festivals, and events that are almost staples now in the community. And so, you know, you can typically find this stuff by going to the city's website, click on their calendar, and then you'll get a full list, not just of the city meetings, but also these city events that they have going on. And so for us, you know, being just outside of City Springs here, the live concert series, the Movies by Moonlight put on by Leadership Sandy Springs, a lot of different community activities that I find a lot of value in, not just because of kids, but even if you're doing a date night, you know, to go to one of the restaurants and then skip over, you know, to a different part of the city for a concert. And they've brought in some unbelievable acts here locally, but I know that Smyrna and Vinings and Cobb County, Marietta's, Kennesaw, Ackworth, all kind of do the same thing. And certainly over in Roswell on Canton Street, there are a ton of opportunities for live music and great food and great drinks. So that's another thing that I encourage people to look at is how does the city engage with their younger demographic, their older demographic? What do they have for you as a buyer when you're looking at a particular area? And do you find any value in that? All right, so hopefully that helps, and that whether you're moving to Sandy Springs or any other area in Atlanta, some maybe quick tips and tricks. I wanted to keep this one nice and short and sweet, but as always, my Instagram handle is down here in the description. So if you ever have any questions about a particular area, whether it's Sandy Springs or Roswell or Alpharetta, or I mean, I lived in all of these places, so I know a ton about this area, and would love to help you if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Atlanta area. And so again, want to make this one short and sweet, but if you have any other questions about, again, Sandy Springs or the surrounding areas, leave me a comment below, and I will be sure to answer them just as quickly as I can. But as always, if you have not subscribed, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. It would mean so much to me, but it would also get you entered into the giveaway. So thank you guys so much for following along. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.